You guys want to know what's something that's extremely, extremely funny to me? You guys want to really know what's extremely, extremely funny to me? I finally don't have anything bad happen to me. And I absolutely smash every sport today. So, if you're new here, my name is Shook. Um, I make videos for NBA, NFL. If you're from the YouTube side of things, I post um, um, these videos on this subreddit called DFS Sports. So I didn't make a video today for NBA. I do apologize for that. Just NFL Sundays are extremely busy for me, so it's kind of hard for me to do both. But I do apologize for that. But yeah, if you're watching this on the YouTube side of things, I make posts here every day. My name is Shook_Dash. Right here, you can ask me whatever you want. I will always respond to your questions about the slate, and I will make updates with news about the slate, etc., etc., etc. So please make sure you come over to this subreddit to keep up with news. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can message me on Reddit, or you can message me on Twitter at ToryLangley1992, and I am completely okay with that. So let's take a look back on my whole day. So I'm not going to be doing an NFL video tomorrow for the showdown slate. Tonight, I don't think. If I have time during the day, I definitely will. But it's been such a busy day, so I don't know if I'll be having a showdown video up for tomorrow. But let's fucking go. Let's get it. Let's take a look back at my lineups from tonight. All right, so we'll go over NBA last. NFL. This was my cash game lineup for the showdown slate. I went Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Travis Kelce, Justin Herbert, Harrison Butker. Absolutely smashed cash. This was my GPP lineup for the night. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, MVS, Harrison Butker, Justin Watson. My core for GPPs for NFL tonight was Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Watson. Absolute smashes. Let's go over NFL regular slate. Absolute smash. This was my cash game lineup. My cash game core for today was Josh Allen, David Montgomery, Paris Campbell, Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox was an absolute must at low ownership, so he carried us today. Dawson Knox was our savior today. So really just an amazing day overall. I couldn't be more happy with what happened today. Just no bullshit happened to me. Nobody injured, no blowouts, no nothing, and I finally smashed. So that's what happens when nothing happens to me. I absolutely smashed. This was my NBA lineup. So the core that I had for NBA today was Tyus Jones, Charles Bassey, Bruce Brown, and wait, Dylan Brooks. All of them absolutely went over 5x, so I will take that. I think I'll take a 4 out of 4 there on the core. And then I rounded out my lineup with Jaden Ivey, Bojan Bogdanovic, Stephen Curry, and Bones Highland. So really, really good day. I think I'm up like $400 on the day, something like that, maybe a little bit less. I'm not entirely sure, but really, really good day overall. I hope you guys had a good day. Um, like I said, I'd punt money for you guys to have good days. I don't care about that stuff. Care about making this stuff for you guys. I care more importantly that you guys have good days more so than myself. But I hope you guys had a good day, and let's get into this slate. So we have a nice 8-game slate tomorrow. Um, let's get into it. So Atlanta at Cleveland. This is a tough matchup for Atlanta. I think Trae Young and Murray are just GPP plays for me. I can't go out of my way to play either of them in this matchup, so I'll probably be staying away. Now, if I was playing 150 max, I'd probably get exposure to them, but in my one lineup, I can't get to either, especially in this matchup. Clint Capella, same thing. I just don't like the matchup. He does have upside though, but really, really tough spot. Collins has been god awful. He should honestly be sub 5K with how bad he's been this year. Outside of that, I don't like anything else. DeAndre Hunter is just fine. There isn't a lot of value on the slate, so I definitely would consider Onyeka Okongwu, who will probably play around 20 minutes. Who's a good point per minute guy. And then if Clint Capella gets into foul trouble, he will get extended. So I think Okongwu is definitely an interesting value, but I'm not going to be going out of my way to be playing anyone on Atlanta on this slate. So um, same thing with Cleveland. Outside of like the value, like Kevin Love, I believe is doubtful. Kevin Love is questionable. Karis LeVert is questionable. I don't think either of them will play. I don't think Dean Wade will play either. So if everybody is in, then I think this team is just a complete stay away for me. I think Mobley is definitely appropriately priced. I think Jared Allen is still a solid play at 6.7K, but he's really the only guy that I would definitely consider. On this team if everybody is healthy and playing. Now, if everybody is out, that's where things definitely do get interesting. So, Lamar Stevens is probably going to play a decent amount, I'd guess. I think he'd be. Still probably wouldn't play him. Mitchell Garland still would be secondary options for me. Mobley, same thing. Allen, I would still think is a solid play. And then if Kevin Love, LeVert, and Dean Wade are out, I think Cedi Osman is definitely going to get a boost, and I think he'd be asked to play pretty big minutes here. And I would like Cedi as a value. I think he'd be a pretty good value play if all those guys are out. He played 37 minutes tonight, or the other night. Yeah, tonight. The game did blow out, so I assume he did play in blowout. I assume he did play in the blowout. But I think with those guys out, he's going to be asked to play a lot more. And if they are out, Cedi Osman is a pretty good point per minute guy. You know, good rebounder, guy that can stuff the stat sheet. He went for 20, 12, 3, 1, 1 tonight. Yeah, if they're out, sign me up for some Cedi Osman. I think he'd be a pretty good value play. Isaac Okoro is going to have to play a lot if they're all out, but you couldn't pay me to play Isaac Okoro. Slap me in the face if I ever try to roster Isaac Okoro. And then I don't think I'd get to anyone else, really, for Cleveland. It's just really if everyone's in, Jared Allen. If everyone's out, Jared Allen, and then I would like Cedi Osman for value. Excuse me. On to Orlando. So same thing here, same spot here. Orlando up against the Pacers here once again. Wendell Carter Jr. is questionable. If I had to guess, he does play. I think he was only out because it was the front end of a back-to-back. So if I had to guess, he does play, but obviously we will go over it both ways here for you guys. So if Wendell Carter Jr. is in, everyone's priced up from him being out. So I would have no interest in the Orlando Magic outside of Wendell Carter Jr. Himself in a good matchup, who I think would be a fine to pretty good play, assuming he is not limited. Suggs, yeah, I don't think I can do it if Wendell Carter Jr. is in. Okeke would still probably start with Banchero out. I think he'd be a playable value, but at 5.2K, that price definitely seems pretty appropriate if you ask me. And then this grouping of like Gary Harris, Terrence Ross, they're going to be in the rotation, but on an 8-game slate, I don't really think I can do it. They're definitely playable values, but I don't think I can do it. So yeah, just monitor that. I believe Gary Harris was out. Yeah, he was. So Gary Harris is going to be back, so I'd probably stay away from Terrence Ross, but Gary Harris himself, I think is a playable value. I don't hate it. I think you could definitely do a little bit worse, but I wouldn't go out of my way to play him. But if Wendell Carter Jr. is out, that's where things change. So Franz Wagner at 7.2K had an absolutely massive game. Now he's at the price point to where I think he's priced to his ceiling, but I still think he'd be a pretty good play. I think Bol would be my favorite play. Bol and Bamba would definitely be my favorite plays on this team. Just phenomenal spot here. Double upside, very good at getting blocks and steals. His minutes are going to be absolutely secure, so I would like Bol Bol a lot. I think Suggs would be a pretty good play as well. And then I think Mo Bamba would be a pretty good play even at 5.8K. Played 33 minutes. Mo Bamba is a very good point per minute guy. So once again, a decent amount to like here if Wendell Carter Jr. is out. On the Indiana side, Halliburton at 9.4K. You guys know what I'm going to say here. Just a GPP play. We did see him torch the Orlando Magic last game, but just a GPP play for me. Miles Turner's not getting to the price point to where I think his ceiling is a little bit capped by his price, so I'm not going to go there. Everyone else is now priced appropriately, in my opinion. You can consider, where is he? Where's Nembhard? You can consider Nembhard, Nemhard. I think it's Nemhard. At 3.8K, but just playable. I don't think I'm going to be going out of my way to be playing any Pacers tomorrow. So this Boston-Chicago game does not look appealing to me at all. It really, really doesn't. Tatum Brown, I think I prefer Brown to Tatum for the discount. Both Brown definitely has a lower floor than Tatum does, but he definitely has a higher, has about the same ceiling for 2K cheaper. So give me Brown over Tatum. I think he's fine. Do like the spot for Brown up against Chicago. So I think Brown's a pretty good play. Marcus Smart's overpriced. White is overpriced with Marcus Smart back. Al Horford I've been on Al Horford pretty much for the last week. I don't think I'm going to change that now. I think he's been a pretty good play for the past week. His price hasn't moved. I like the matchup for him individually. So I kind of do like Al Horford for GPPs here once again. He's been continuing to hit value every single slate, and his price won't move. If he stays out of foul trouble, he's going to play close to 35 minutes. I'm not scared of Vooch defensively, so I like Al Horford for GPPs. I do. Grant Williams at 5K is overpriced with everyone back. I can't do that. And then with Brogdon back, can't get to any of the value. On the Chicago side of things, so I think DeMar DeRozan, this price is tempting. It is. I don't like the matchup for him, but the price is definitely tempting. I think for GPPs, it's interesting because if he has his pure ceiling game where he goes for like 60 fantasy points at this price tag, he's going to win you a GPP. So I think DeMar DeRozan is very interesting for GPPs. And then I like Vooch. I was pretty high on Vooch this slate up against Orlando. Now, Boston has been bad against opposing centers, so that's why I do like Vooch here once again. I'm pretty sure Boston actually has been giving up one of the most highest fantasy points against centers in the league. So I am on the Vooch train tomorrow. I think he looks pretty good here. Zach LaVine, I mean, what was that? What was that? No bueno. No bueno. Ayo been losing minutes of late, but he'll probably play around 25 minutes. Playable value. Patrick Williams, he'll get minutes. More out there for his defense. A playable value. My favorite value, once again, is going to be Goran Dragic, probably from the Bulls, but kind of concerned he did only play 16 minutes last game. So that is definitely concerning. I don't know why he only played 16 minutes, but yeah. On to the New York Knicks up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, gonna have to monitor the Cam Reddish news. This is pretty big. We'll go over it both ways. If he is in, not much. I like the spot here. OKC is a team that we definitely do like to target. I think Randall's fine. I think Brunson's fine. I think RJ's fine. I think the prices just don't really stand out to me. Mitchell Robinson is back, so I'm off Hartenstein. Mitchell Robinson himself. If we get news that he's not going to be on a minutes limit, I think this price tag's too cheap, and I obviously love the matchup. I think Mitchell Robinson would be a great play tomorrow if we get news that he's not going to be limited, but I doubt we'll get that news. Manuel Quickley's been getting a lot of run off the bench. I don't hate it for value. I really don't. He's going to be low owned. I like Quickley for GPPs. And then if Cam Reddish is in, he'll play big minutes. He's a playable value. He's been good. I mean, Cam Reddish has been very, very good. I'm surprised with how good he's been over the past week or so. Playing huge minutes as well. Doesn't need to do much to pay off. If you want to play Cam Reddish, I think it's perfectly okay on the slate. I really do, assuming he plays. And then if he is out, I'm pretty sure Quentin Grimes started at the flat min. If he starts again, he is going to be a really, really good value play. I would absolutely love Quentin Grimes if he does move into that starting lineup again with Cam Reddish out. So, gonna have to monitor that news. So, onto the OKC side of things. SGA is still too cheap. I don't know what Draftkings is doing. He should be 10.5K. Going to play big minutes. He has one of the highest usage rates in the league right now. I'm not scared of the Knicks defensively, even though SGA is matchup proof at this point. So, yep, fire up all the SGA. I think he looks like one of the best spend-ups on the slate. So, Josh Giddey, you guys know what I'm going to say here. They're going to shut him down. They're going to play him huge minutes. Extremely risky. Only a GPP play. Poku, Treyman, and Baisley are out. Getting to anyone else is just extremely risky. I will say Jalen Williams did start last game. If he starts again, I think he's a good value play. Jalen Williams is a good point per minute guy, a guy that can stuff the stat sheet. So if he does slide into that starting lineup once again, I think Jalen Williams is a pretty good value play. You can definitely, so with Poku out and Trey Mann and Baisley out, you can take a shot on Jerry. I definitely don't hate that. Played 28 minutes last game. But just know it's extremely risky. But yeah, I think you can definitely take some shots on Jerry for value, who is yeah. I think that's completely okay. I wouldn't go to anyone else on the OKC side of things. So Golden State Warriors at the Pelicans. I think Steph Curry, it's just been phenomenal this year. He's had triple double upside. He's stuffing the stat sheet. He's scoring. He's doing everything for this team. He's a just MVP level player right now. Yeah, I think Steph looks great. Wiggins, Draymond, priced appropriately. Clay had a massive game tonight. I do believe he will be out tomorrow, though. It is a back-to-back. I don't think he's played on a back-to-back yet. So I am going under the assumption that Klay Thompson is going to be out. And in that case, it is Jordan Poole's season, assuming Klay Thompson is out. I think Jordan Poole makes for one of the best plays on the slate. At 5.8K, would absolutely love him, assuming Klay Thompson is out. And then I don't think I'm going to anyone else on the Warriors. On to the Pelicans. So it is a good matchup. The Warriors are one of the fastest paced teams in the league. They are not good on defense. Zion Williamson is probable. So if you want to target one of these three guys from the Pelicans just because of the matchup solely, be my guest. I don't hate it. I think Zion would definitely be my favorite if I had to pick. But not going to go out of my way to roster any of them. Jonas Valanciunas, his minutes just all over the place. Hard for me to go there. Larry Nance is now at a price point to where I think he's an okay value play, but once again, not going to go out of my way to play him. Herb Jones, probably going to be matched up with Steph, so he's probably going to be asked to play massive, massive minutes, more out there for his defense, but once again, minutes equal money, playable value play. And then with Zion back, I am not going to anyone else. On to the Portland side of things. So it is a really tough spot here, but I mean, Dame's out. So Simons is going to run the show. I don't care about the matchup with Drew. I think Simons looks phenomenal. Now, he's going to be extremely popular. If you want to fade him because of the individual matchup and the tough spot against Milwaukee, be my guest. But I think Simons looks phenomenal. Absolutely love Simons tomorrow. I think Grant, Nurk, Hart are all playable. I don't have a lean on how I would rank them. Winslow, just there for me, playable. And then we're going to have to monitor the starting lineup. If I had to guess, Shaedon Sharpe moves into the starting lineup. If that is the case, I definitely do like Shaedon Sharpe for value. I think he would be a pretty good value play. And then that is it for Portland on the Milwaukee side. So Portland has been very, very good defensively this year, but it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's matchup proof. I like him. Minutes did go up last game. That is good to see. Drew, overpriced. I am not getting to anyone else on the Milwaukee side. On to the Miami side. So this is a back-to-back. We're going to have to monitor the news here. It's really hard to say. So Tyler Herro is questionable. Gabe Vincent is questionable. Bam Adebayo, I believe, is going to be questionable on the back-to-back. If everyone's in, no standouts. They're all priced up from when everyone was out. Now, if Tyler Herro is out, I think Jovic, assuming he starts, would be a fine value play. And then Bam, I think at 8K would be solid. So this is just a wait and see. We're just gonna have to monitor that. On the Minnesota side of things, just I fade Cat. He goes for 45, 55. I play him worst game of the year, but it's a tough spot here with Bam playing, so I'm not going to be going out of my way to be playing any of these Minnesota guys. I think Cat's fine. I think Ant's fine. I think Rudy Gobert is too cheap at 6.6K. He's probably my favorite of the bunch, but not going to be going out of my way to roster any of these guys. They're all just GPP plays for me. Jay McDaniels has a ceiling if he can stay out of foul trouble, but the dude is always, always in foul trouble. So I like him if he can stay out of foul trouble, but he is just always in foul trouble. So onto the Clippers. Paul George is questionable. If he is in, nothing really stands out to me. Probably just a pass on the Clippers. But if he is out, there is some things. I think Zubac doesn't really get a bump. I'm fine with Zubac either way. Morris is still overpriced with Paul George out. John Wall would get a boost. Reggie Jackson would get a boost. Norman Powell would get a boost. And then I believe Terrence Mann would get a boost with Kennard out. So if Paul George is out, I think Wall's fine, but I do prefer Reggie point per dollar. I think Reggie would be a solid play if Paul George is out. Reggie's playable regardless if Paul George is in or out. Obviously, would prefer Paul George to be out. We'll have to monitor the starting lineup. They could start Mann. They could start Powell. They could do a number of things. But if Powell somehow moves into the starting lineup, even if he comes off the bench, I still think he'd be a fine GPP play. Mann, playable. He'd probably have to be asked to play over 20 minutes. And yeah, even if Paul George is out, there isn't a lot that stands out to me. I think there will definitely be better value on the slate. On to the Utah side of things. So no Mike Conley. Jordan Clarkson, I think looks pretty good at 6.4K. We saw last year when Mike Conley is out and the years prior that Jordan Clarkson just gets such a massive boost. So I like both the main two guys here, Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson. Vanderbilt at 5.1K doesn't really get a boost, but he does have a ceiling. He is playable. Kelly Olynyk, same thing. Doesn't get a boost, but has a ceiling. Playable. And then these guards like Malik Beasley, Colin Sexton, THT are all going to be asked to do more. Colin Sexton, I think, is going to have to play close to 30 minutes with no Mike Conley. I think he makes for a pretty good value play, and I think Malik Beasley already has had a role in this team playing around 30 minutes a game. I think he might be asked to play a lot more as well. I like Malik Beasley for value, and then I think THT is going to be asked to play more. I think he's a perfectly fine value play, so a lot to like with Utah. I like Clarkson. I like Markkanen. I really like Beasley. I really like Sexton. I think THT is fine. And then if you even want to take a shot on NAW at the flat min, I don't think that's the worst thing you could do. I really don't. So a lot to like with Utah. I hope this helped you guys out. I hope you guys had a good Sunday, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.